Hey you guys, it's me, KTB, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Game, the first book in the Game is Life series by Terry Schott. It's the first book in a series of 5, and it's free on Kindle at the moment. Not free in paperback, obviously, but as a Kindle book it is free on Amazon at the moment. I'll read you the synopsis now and then I'll give my review. What if life as we know it was just a game? What if instead of traditional schools, children learned by participating in a virtual reality simulation, one that allowed them to experience life from birth to death, multiple times? What if one player on his final play could change the world forever? Usually when I'm scrolling through Amazon for books that I can buy for my Kindle, and I come across freebies, I usually do a little bit of digging into the author and the book itself, seeing if it's got any sequels after that you can pay for, which this one did, because usually the ones that you any subsequent books in the series that you can pay for means that the free one is usually a little bit better. Some free books that are kind of just standalone I found aren't quite as good as the ones that have a kind of cliffhanger and subsequent books that people need to invest money in, because obviously you don't want to be wasting, an audience doesn't want to kind of waste their money after that if the first book isn't quite as good. It was a very good story, I must admit. It was certainly intriguing, and it did end on a cliffhanger, which was oh so good. It was brilliant, loved it, especially considering I've read some of the synopses for subsequent books where I'm wondering how they can bring him back, kind of thing, bring the characters back in the subsequent books, so it was kind of very intriguing on that note. He did leave it very well. There were some little nitpicks that I noted down, that weren't kind of be all and end all, but did kind of bug me a little bit. I've noted them down. There's, on a couple of pages there were Brandon Strain, who's not a main character but a secondary character in the book itself. He's mentioned as Brandon Strain at the beginning of the page, then mentioned as Brandon further down, and then after that he gets introduced again as Brandon Strain, and that kind of bugged me a little bit because it, just for continuity reasons, you either kind of go Brandon Strain at the beginning and then Brandon for the rest of the book, or you do Brandon Strain, which is the slightly more annoying of the two, all the way through. So it did kind of bug me a little bit that he kept switching between the two, and there wasn't really kind of good reason for him to do that, so I did feel a little bit bugged about it. Some of the dialogue between the two main characters, who are referred to as either Zach and I can't remember the female's normal name, or True and Danielle, their kind of dialogue together was rather clunky, and it didn't flow quite as naturally as it should have done. It was a little bit stilted, and it could have done with a bit more work on it, but I could forgive it considering that the main story was still brilliant. So what else have I put here? Ended on a cliffhanger. it does make me want to pick up the next book in the series, which I think is about £2 on Amazon for Kindle at the moment, and so I'm more likely to pay for it now because it was quite good, and the cliffhanger did leave me wanting to buy it again. But I'd have to say overall, it's a good read for a free book on Kindle, but it's not one of the best ones that I've read on Kindle. So that it's probably about 3.5 stars out of 5 for me. But yeah. I'll put the links to Goodreads and Amazon down below like I usually do. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye!